This is Life's a Pitch TV. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lackens, all about hearing. Forward Floors, Ginger Pickle, Fred Olsen Logistics, The Dove, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year, Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation. Welcome to the DPS Tech Arena for today's episode of Life's a Pitch TV. I'm your host, Mark Murphy. Let me introduce you to the team. He's back, Terry Butcher. He's always here, Russell Osman. No Chambo this week because he comes when he wants, basically. Also on technicals, we've got Richard, John, and Mark, and Finn, and I think just the world is in the little booth next door tonight. So hello, booth. And we've got Sarah Jane, who is our floor manager this evening. So let's welcome the Churchman Stand, sponsored by John Keeble Cars. Pardon? Rubbish. Let's hear from the North Stand, sponsored by Ashford Wright. Do you want to do that again, Churchmans? Churchman, sponsored by John Keeble Cars. Fantastic, brilliant. We're on YouTube, we're on podcast, and we're on Suffolk Sound every Saturday lunchtime. So if you're watching, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. You get notifications, doesn't cost anything, does help the channel no end. And don't forget, if you want to be part of our capacity crowd for our end of season dinner, which is on the 14th of May at the Willow Suite at Venue 16, please book now. Because there is a capacity and we are nearing it. So go to www.lifesapitch.tv, book on there, and we will see you on the 14th of May. We have got some amazing guests coming, I can tell you. Who's coming? Excellent, popular in here. Right answer, everybody. So www.lifesapitch.tv for our end of season bash, which is on the 14th of May. But please book early so we can get that all sorted out. Now we have to thank David for the very special flags. David follows the Tractor Girls, and we've got the flags up for a very special reason today, because we need a couple of guests, and we've got two really very special guests tonight. We've got the skipper of ITFC women's team, Maria Boswell, general manager Rachel Harris, plus the trophy. You've spent probably, hello to the pair of you, you've spent probably quite a long time looking after that trophy since Sunday, haven't you? It's not been far away from one of the team, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think Kyle Robertson actually took it home from the celebrations after.
To your home?
To our home.
Yep.
So I woke up Monday morning and the trophy's right in the kitchen, so that
Fantastic.
was nice. And then I strapped it into my car, put the seatbelt on it, because I had to keep it safe, and then drove it back to the training ground Monday afternoon.
And you've got the voice as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
you've got the celebratory voice.
You have to excuse my voice. I don't normally sound like this. It's 3 days since 3 days since the celebrations, and it still hasn't gone back to normal from all the shouting.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately. And
Rachel, you're general manager. Marie, you're the skipper. What a fantastic achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Has it sunk in yet?
No, literally, I'm full of cold, and I think, like I was saying earlier, I think that's just kind of the whole season and the pressure that you feel and the emotion and the passion, obviously, that you put into it. And now it's just that release that we've finally done it. So
That's why the cold's come out, isn't it?
It absolutely has. So excuse me, guys. And
Memories of you guys with trophies, taking them home and strapping them in the car and things like that? Or didn't they have seatbelts in your day?
No. Oh, that UEFA Cup you won stopping your car. Crikey. That was a big old thing, wasn't it?
That was a huge thing. I mean, that took a few bottles of champagne, and slightly more than this one here, but I bet the champagne... Is it dry in there? Because
just about. I didn't ask whether it'd been cleaned because the amount of champagne, drinks, all that was chucked in it.
It's just relief, isn't it? When you actually do it, it's just a relief rather than the excitement comes later on. But it's just wow. Then you feel like a big weight's been taken off your shoulders. So it is lovely, and you got to savour them. That's why you've got a sore voice, and that's why you've got a cold. You have to savour them.
Healthy over here.
Nice to have a trophy on the sofa, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. Well, we've got 1 or 2 over there behind you. There's 1 or 2 there.
Yeah, but
golf one. Yeah,
golf one.
Yeah.
Beat Norwich.
That's when we beat Norwich. Yeah, well, that's
that should be a cheer. Surely we beat Norwich. Just got to get ready for that for next season, but we'll talk about that a bit later on. It's been a wonderful journey, hasn't it, for the team? And I think we all want to say well done, and not just to the current setup, but all of the people that have come before you as well, because it has been a fantastic journey, hasn't it, over the last 4 years especially.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at the club for about 6 years now. Joined in the academy, set up the under-21s team, and made my way into the first team. But over the years, there's been so many people that have contributed to our growth. And it's just gone from strength to strength every year. The club have invested more and more into our setup, and the past 4 years have been a lot of fun. But there's been a lot of low points throughout, of narrowly missing out on goal difference one year, and just not quite meeting the mark every single year. And the weight and the kind of burden on shoulders that have been here for so long kind of gets more and more every single year that you don't end up doing it. I think relief is probably the word when the full-time whistle went on Sunday. Just 4 years of a lot of weight on shoulders kind of was lifted, which was nice.
And Rachel, you joined about a year ago?
January last year.
Yeah, so as general manager. So you've seen some of that growth. You've perhaps watched from afar. It's quite a journey, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think to echo like Joe's comments in his press conference before the match, it's this is, yes, we're celebrating it this year, but it's been the work of so many years previous, and like people on that journey that are no longer at the club but have dedicated so much time and passion to it that we can't thank them enough, because they have played a massive part in it. But like I said, I come in January and kind of just assessed where we were at that point. Went into Mark Ashton's office quite quickly after that and said, this is what I think we need to get, we talked about the Championship for so long. He's backed us absolutely amazing, to get his support, and he's backed us 100%. And to finally do it is just, it's a dream, really.
So how long were you in Mark Ashton's office?
Probably about 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
I was in his office a good few years ago.
Yeah.
And I lasted about 40 seconds. So I've been in his office, and very briefly.
Okay.
No, never even got to sit down.
Oh,
so
not even offered a seat?
No, that was very brief. Okay. Very brief. So I would say you're very lucky.
I am very lucky.
Well, he's obviously, like the rest of the club, very proud of what you've done. Do you want to just see a little snippet of what happened at the weekend?
Yes.
If you have a little look at the screen, we can show you. I think actually looking at that, Joe was looking to see if there was champagne in it. Did you notice?
Absolutely.
Had a quick look inside.
I'd already drunk it all, so.
I think he was actually looking for a chocolate digestive.
Right, okay.
He loves those.
But look, you didn't just. I mean, you knew you were going to go up. You could have just gone through the motions, but you won 8-0.
Yeah, it's kind of a way to sum up the season, I think. We knew kind of the way the league was, that we'd basically already done it a couple of weeks before at MK Dons. But, we kind of said all week it's still a game of football. It's still a competitive game in our league. And, we didn't want to dampen the day's celebrations by getting a loss or a draw. We wanted to go into that game coming out winning. So, we were fully focused all week on just that fixture, that result. We trained really hard all week, and yeah, just managed to go our way on.
So
on
you
Sunday.
couldn't really celebrate, or didn't want to celebrate until you got actually the trophy in your hands? Or did you a little bit, knowing?
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah.
You could have been in our team a few years ago.
Let's go with that story.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Ipswich Town behaviour. Love it.
Yeah, we'll go with. We were on the coach home from MK Dons back to Ipswich in bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
That was 11-0, wasn't it? Wasn't it 11-0 that one?
Rachel actually was. The coaches actually were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that 11-0 at the MK?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
23-0 over the season, wasn't it? The two games.
36.
Yeah, we had an FA.
We
We had an FA Cup game against them
and
as
the
well.
Cup
So
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to count that one.
Yeah, we had
Well,
a,
you can only beat what's in front of you. Then there you are.
Yeah,
Done the job.
absolutely mullered them.
Absolutely.
I think we've got some more images of the weekend. There's Joe. Let's just talk a bit about Joe because he's been on that journey, Maria, hasn't he, from the word go?
Yeah, I've known Joe for so many years, probably since I was about 12, 13 years old. He was my coach at my previous club and brought quite a big group of us over from that team to join the Ipswich 21 setup when he first joined. And yeah, we've kind of been on the journey together every single step of the way through all the highs and lows and through the growth of the team from training twice a week at 8:30 at night on the AstroTurf at the training ground to being in a setup now that's so professional, so well run. It's been a journey, and I'm so pleased for him. I think you can see for the photos, like the relief on his face. I think he's probably carried the burden more than any of us. And every year, I think he's kind of wondering what else he has to do to get us over the line as a team. And he commits so many hours to it. I don't think anyone will actually believe how much time and effort he puts into our team, into watching games back, watching footage, preparing us for games coming up. He's got so much detail and so much knowledge. I'm just so pleased for him that we've managed to do it for him.
And nominated as Manager of the Year.
Yep, today. So hopefully we can get that for him as well. But yeah, I mean, I probably get quite emotional looking at that picture from Joe because, when I got offered the job in January, I think 30 minutes after that call, Joe was on the phone to me. He was driving to the airport. He was going on holiday to Dubai, I think, with his family. And he was already, right, let's get together, let's do this. And, we've instantly clicked. And I think when you come into a position like a general manager or a head of women's football, you've got to have that good basis of a relationship with the manager. And I feel Joe and I have that. And we celebrate the little wins and, we share the lows. And I can't, thank him enough for giving me the support that I've needed to help towards what we've achieved this season.
He's a proper bloke, though, Joe.
Absolutely.
You see him down the pub, he'll have a pint with you, you'll have a chat about football or whatever you want to talk about. But over the years, missing out on the relegation opportunities, he will feel that people are starting to look at him. So when you look at that picture of him celebrating, you can understand why, because everybody is now applauding him rather than questioning him. And that happens. It's a natural reaction.
Absolutely. And I think that goes back to, Mark, your question about the win on Sunday and it being 8-0. And I think that, is the environment that we've created in that, yes, in the back of our mind, we know it's kind of done. But absolutely, we want to go out and still perform to the best that we can at the highest level that we can. And our training week was exactly the same. There was no, let up from any point. And a huge credit goes to the staff for that as well, as keeping that. We've got 21 players that are obviously very exciting and, have been dreaming about this moment, like Maria said, for every day for the last 4 years. So, we've just kept that kind of culture and environment going for the last week. And, we got the rewards on Sunday. It was a perfect day.
You spoke after the game, Maria, saying that you had been dreaming of that moment for 4 years. Okay, so what was it like? Can you put into words when you got your hands on the trophy and you were able to kind of lift it up there?
I think it was just surreal. I don't think I'll ever be able to put into words how much that moment meant to me. I think, like I said, probably for the last definitely 3 years, especially the first few months of every single season, I have in my head kind of what that moment will be like, and it kind of gets you through a lot of moments throughout the season. A season's very long, and having that in the back of your head kind of gets you through it sometimes. And yeah, it's been disappointing over the years of kind of that dream slowly diminishing at certain points. But yeah, this season, probably every single day for the last 10 months, I've thought about it. So to finally have it happen, yeah, it was just surreal. Didn't really feel real. I didn't really know what to do myself. But yeah, it was nice that me and the girls got to have that moment together.
And Butch, it's important to actually visualise success, isn't it? I mean, it's one of the techniques that sports people use to visualise getting across the finishing line. So to dream about that and to visualise what it would be like, it's important to kind of have a target, isn't it?
It is, but perhaps we went wrong. We didn't dream about it because we were still dreaming about getting down the pub sort of thing. So, so no, it is. I mean, visualisation is very good. I mean, with golf, with Tony Pennant here. So, you know, you visualise the ball going in the hole, but it never happened to me. It never happens to me. But it happens to Russell, but not to me. So
that's where we're both going wrong.
Yeah. So just say the start of the season. 2 out of the first 3 games you lost. So it's always difficult when you have a sort of start like that because you want a good start. Is that right? And then
we had a good start.
Yeah, we managed to beat Oxford, which is always a bogey team for us. We had Oxford away and hashtag at home the first 2 games of the season, which obviously hashtag last year were a really good team, really challenging. Ended up finished second last year, so we knew that was going to be tough. And yeah, Oxford away was a match that just never seemed to go our way in the previous years. So when they were announced as our first 2 games, I think mood in camp wasn't great. No. But I think that very, very quickly changed to, do you know what, if we can get those 2 done and out of the way really quickly, then we can have a great going on.
And then you had a good run
season.
After that, didn't you?
Yeah, then
really good run.
Yeah, I think Norwich,
Yay.
yeah, beat them, put them away, lovely.
At Carrow Road,
yeah.
Come on, just linger on that for a moment or two. Come on, come on.
Carrow Road.
Do you have the same kind of feelings, you know, as the men's team and the fans about beating Norwich?
Yeah, I think, you know, I mean, I'm not from Ipswich. I didn't grow up in Ipswich, but I think being around this environment for so long now, it just becomes part of you.
Excellent, well done.
It's hard to escape it. So I feel the exact same way.
Yes, well said.
You're welcome anytime. So it's I mean, it's lovely to go up there and thrash them, isn't it? So
yeah.
Where did they finish in the league? Oh, who cares? Who cares? Frankly, who cares?
Moving on.
And what sort of commitment is it for the women's team? Talk to us about the kind of regime during the course of the week, training and looking after yourself and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we have games on Sundays. Yes, we only have 1 weekday game throughout the season, so all of our games are usually on a Sunday, and then we'll have Monday off. Obviously, it's optional to come in and use all the facilities at the training ground for recovery, you know, the compression boots, ice baths, etc., that a lot of the girls do.
Can you explain some of that to Russell?
Or you can just head down the pub and a few pints, normally help.
Well, have some ice down the pub and you drink. That's great.
Exactly.
It goes down the same. It goes down very well.
We never had a masseur.
Did you not?
Gosh.
No. Oh. No, I played till I was like 36, 37. Never had a massage after a game or before a game. Unbelievable.
Gosh.
He was my room partner and he definitely didn't get a massage. I can tell you that. I'm not saying whether he asked for one. No, you didn't ever ask for one.
Yeah, dreaming.
Yes, what happens in the room stays in the room. Yeah. So you've got great facilities then to use.
Yeah. The club give us access to absolutely everything that we could ask for. So that's perfect. You know, gives us the best opportunity to recover for training on Tuesday. So we get in for about 1 o'clock Tuesday. Get out on the pitch, gym, food, and then same Wednesday, same Thursday, and then Friday off. Saturday we have morning training, and that's usually just walkthroughs and prepping for the game on Sunday, and then Sunday comes around again and we've got another game.
Just think how good you two would have been with that regime. You'd have been even better than you were.
Food?
Do you mean in terms of having access to the pub a bit more, or you know?
Oh, would you not have liked to have played in this era when everybody's looking out for your fitness and your health and all of that kind of stuff?
Would have loved it.
Yeah, would have loved that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the pitches and the conditions and all the equipment and everything else like that. Yeah, it was sports science is a big thing now, is a huge thing now, and rightly so.
But I must say, after finishing a morning's training and going over to the Sporting Farmer, when it used to be just across Portman Road, and having your lunch of a chip butty with or without gravy. And a quick pint of Coke or something like that, and then coming back for an afternoon's training session.
It was full Coke as well at that time, wasn't it? Zero, was it? We didn't have zero.
Does that compare with your diet, Maria?
It's close, yeah.
Yeah.
With gravy or without?
With gravy.
With
mostly.
gravy, but white bread and butter and
white
the full.
bread.
Yeah.
Mind you, still both pictures of health, so it didn't do you any harm, did it? Still well lubricated.
No, we're still moving on.
Hydration is all about hydration.
Yeah. Well, the Falcon. What was it? The Falcon.
The Falcon. Yeah.
Falcon Friday after training. Friday lunchtime.
Yeah.
Scampi and chips.
Scampi and chips. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
In a basket.
That worked great. And then we popped next door to Newstead's and we had a donut and something like that, or a sausage roll.
Rachel, how would you have coped with these two?
I'd have just let Joe deal with it, to be honest.
Get on with it, don't you?
Different era.
Yeah.
Who are you looking forward to coming up against next season?
I would say...
You must have given it some thought about who's there and who you're going to face.
Yeah, I mean, our old rivals, Portsmouth. That'd be nice to re-spark that that Tier 3 rivalry we kind of had going on. Obviously, last season they picked us to the post for promotion, so it'd be nice to meet back up with them. I think one for me that I've got in my mind, if it happens, is Newcastle away at St James's. That's a possibility that we could play there. So that would be a great game, great occasion for us. They get so many fans. They're really well backed. So if that happens, then that would be great.
Mind you, I mean, you've had some, the attendances have grown and grown and grown, haven't they? You couldn't get a ticket on Sunday for love nor money.
No,
Not at all.
it was great. Great support on Sunday. It was
home and away as well.
Yeah. I would say I don't think there's been an away game this year that there's been more home supporters than our away supporters. Our away following is incredible. Travel all around the country, even down to Exeter, Plymouth. Oh. We get such a great following every single week, and it always outdoes the home support, and we can always hear them.
I think you should be on Portman Road every week.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. The pitch has got full-time maintenance programme. There's hardly a mark on it at the end of a Premier League game. Yeah, I just can't see what all the fuss is about.
But you've got some travelling to do next year, haven't you? I mean, you really think about it.
Yeah.
Birmingham, Durham, Newcastle, Bristol City, Sunderland, so 3 up in the northeast, Southampton, Portsmouth, Blackburn, and then they've got a comfortable one at Palace as well.
Palace is
Will you
fly?
Will you fly?
I'll leave that to Rachel.
You'll be back in Mark Ashton's office tomorrow. Can we fly?
Just a
suggestion,
We enjoy the coach trips.
Yeah.
Come on, we have great.
Don't give in that easy.
Well, we do. Yeah,
we do have a great time on the coach. I'm not sure about 3 trips up to the northeast on a coach.
So what do you do? What do you do on a coach? I mean, is that?
Gosh.
Do you have a card? You have a card school or something like that, or no?
Yeah, we've got TVs on there. They play games.
We play
kind
so
of
many
have
games. Yeah, so many games. We have a great time. We actually, the other week, for a Town TV feature, they did a Guess Who board with just our faces on. So instead of obviously the normal Guess Who characters, they used our faces, and that kept us entertained for about 3 hours on the coach, just picking a different player every round, and then just, Guess Who, those normal rules. But we didn't do normal, like, brown hair, brown eyes. It would be, like, subjective Guess Who. So... Who's going to be the last? As in, like,
I was just going to say, that's the kind of things you two used to do, isn't it? Sort of.
Oh, cool. Yeah, really, yeah.
Like, would your player is the player that you've chosen? Will they be the last on the dance floor Sunday after the game?
Yeah.
And then they'd say yes or no.
So who was?
Faces down. I think it was like Kyra, Pesk. I was gone way before. Not my fault. I didn't make it to the end, unfortunately.
So there were one or two still standing at the end, were there?
What's that?
Chucking out time.
Yeah. They were on lights on. Get out. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, it's such a fantastic achievement. It really, really is a fantastic achievement. And Rachel, where were you before Town?
I actually worked in the Championship for London City Lionesses, so yeah, not sure if we'll get to meet them next season. They're in obviously the last game of the Championship season, which is next weekend. It's Birmingham versus London City, so the winner of that will go up to the WSL. So, yeah, I mean, if they stay down, it would be nice for me to kind of play that game again.
And what sort of difference will it be in the Championship compared to where we are now, or were?
I mean, yeah, it's quite a bit. I mean, from a facilities like training ground point of view, we're set with that. Like we're 100%, compliant with. There's lots of regulations in the Championship, and there was a big piece of work that I had to do kind of within a 3-month period from Jan to March to make sure that we would be compliant with a lot of their regulations. So yeah, from a training ground perspective, is absolutely fine. It's just getting the players ready for the transition where it's physically a lot more demanding. We're going to the professional game of women's football, so we would expect that, and players expect that, and they watch a lot of Championship football, so that they know what to expect when we get there. But yeah, I think we're in a really good place, and yeah, we'll push on again. Yeah,
well, I think they'll fear you next season. With some of the thumpings that you've given teams. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, are you relishing the prospect?
Yeah, 100%. Rachel's, said it there. We watch a lot of Championship games. We like to kind of understand the level, understand the physical elements, and I think we're all just ready to go.
So is the aim a double promotion, just like the men did?
Terry,
I know. Well, you're talking about visualisation. Why not? Let's start now.
Well, visualise that internally. That's enjoy the Championship. I'd love us to become just like a sustainable Championship team, just for a couple of seasons.
I think that's what Kieran said as well. So come on now.
Well, if it happens, then kudos to the players and the staff and everything that we'll bring in. So that. Yeah, and then that's another
Build
challenge.
Progressively.
That's
Why not?
it. That's
Why
it.
not?
Well, look, stay with us. We've got a lot to get through on the show. We're going to come back to you, and you can have a go at the Table Football Challenge in a little while.
Yep.
Thank you.
But for now, representatives from Ipswich Town women's team, everybody. Contrast that, boys, I'm afraid, with it was confirmed at the weekend against Newcastle that we are now relegated. They kept it under 4, Russ, which will
they did.
please you. Yeah,
really pleased about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson sending off.
Well,
Do you know what? I'm fed up with the Premier League, with VAR, with referees who are biased towards the big teams. I can say all this. You probably can't. I can.
Well, I can, because it doesn't really bother me one way or the other. But I don't like it.
It's just been like we've had one arm tied behind a back.
Yeah, we won't have it next year, though, Mark. So
we'll be freer and have a nice.
It
time.
has been a bit of a joke at times.
Yeah.
But he got sent off by, sticking his arm out around the fellow, and he knows that the bloke's going to go down anyway, whether he's fouled him down, but he's made contact with him, and the way the game is played now, that's enough. So he's off. So we have Leif Davis sent off the week before. We have Ben Johnson there, and the game's hard enough as it is with 11 men. So that was a bit of a mountain to climb. Disappointing, but we can't keep a clean sheet, can we?
No. And a good trip for the travelling fans, Butch. A lot of them here were in the crowd at St James's Park. It's a great place to go. And talking to the people who went, the Newcastle fans were very respectful of us, our club, our history with Sir Bobby and all of that kind of stuff. A good relationship with them, and they were sad to see us get relegated, I think.
Yeah, I think with our crowd that were there singing the Bobby Robson song, and then Newcastle joining in, that was very emotional. That was really good respect. It was really nice to see and hear. But it's a long way down from those for the boys in the stands, and some of the boys were here that were there in terms of the view that you got, in particular the second half when all the action was down the other end. They need some binoculars. Perhaps they should give them opera glasses when they go up there, but all the fans have to go up there. And
I've been up there. It's like looking down at ants playing.
But our away fans section is obviously season ticket holders have been moved from there, but they have it good. They have a good view. But it is a good view from our ground anyway. But it's not nice when it's confirmed. It's horrible when it's confirmed, and you want to get next season underway very quickly.
It's going to be a really difficult period, the next 4 games, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
just get it done.
A lot of them, some are playing for contracts, some may be playing for moves. you've got to finish off with a bit of a flourish just to keep the crowd going. And the crowds, as with the ladies, away crowds in particular, they've been magnificent. They really have been superstars. Yeah. So, you want to do something to help them. It's not nice. We've been in this position before, and it's horrible. So, the only way that you can help matters is to play free from some worry now, and just go out there and give it all you got, and let's really have a go at it, because you're preparing for next season now.
Yeah. Crowd were great though, weren't they? Simon Milton went up and met up with Charlie Woods, I think, on the Friday. And so Charlie seems okay. Obviously our youth team coach, for those who don't realise who Charlie was, so I've known him since I was like 15, 74, 75. So great fella, great coach.
Yeah, and the games that we've got left, as you say, there is still pride to play for, positions to play for, contracts to play for, whether it's with Town or whether it's with somebody else. What about the voting's out now for Player of the Season? So I'll ask you about Player of the Week in a moment or two, but who would you vote for Player of the Season? Behave, Russell.
Do I get a point?
No.
No.
I think you got a point while you were away last week, Terry, by the way.
I did. It sort of filtered through to me.
Yeah,
it was very nice.
It's very close now. More of that in a minute.
But I did toast it with a drink. Yeah.
So who would you vote for Player of the Season?
I have no idea, Mark.
Okay. Because we do have our own awards coming up in a couple of weeks.
Very true.
Okay, so you better do some thinking, guys.
Mr. O'Shea.
Okay.
Yeah, at the early part of the season, it was Greaves, wasn't it? And Greaves had a great start to the season, and then he got injured and everything else. So,
surely it's Liam Delap, isn't it?
Could be. I'm not going to say it. It could be.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll wait for a couple of weeks' time.
It could be Palmer. He's come in and done well.
Yeah. Any ideas from the crowd? Shout your favourites. O'Shea, Burgess, Palmer, Cajuste. Yeah, good call, John. Yeah. Palmer. Yeah. Well, we'll find out the official vote very soon, but we'll have our own awards in a couple of weeks. So.
Are you having an awards thing, or are you going to do it with the first team?
We'll be at the end of season.
End of season.
Awards, yeah.
They do it all together, yeah.
Normally, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's a good night.
Another croaky voice.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
I was just trying to remember.
I'd just keep going if I was you. Right, well, anyway, let's look and see who was the player of the week last week, and we played Newcastle, sponsored by the Dove in Ipswich. So, 3-0 away at Newcastle. Terry, who would you give
I'll just see what Russell goes for first.
Russell, who would you go for? Have a good think, Russell. Come on.
Pluck a name out.
It's very difficult, when you're away from home and you lose 3-0 and you try to pick a player out because you want to pick a defender out, but they've conceded 3 again. The goalkeeper's doing great, but he's conceded 3 again.
There's some whisperings from the crowd who are up there. Whisper louder. Wolfie getting a few mentions. Luke
Wolfie, because he hasn't played a lot this season. Yeah. I forgot about Wolfie. Yeah, Wolfie? I'll give Wolfie my.
Okay,
my
thank you,
vote.
crowd.
Yeah.
Terry, you go for Wolfie?
Yes.
Excellent. So, Luke Wolfenden, Player of the Week. It's odd, isn't it? Liverpool have won the title now. Still 4 games to go. There's not too much for the Premier League to hype about now, is there? Just European places left, really. Everything's pretty much settled, isn't it?
That's it. You just said it. Yeah. It's unusual for the bottom 3 to be known so early, and it's unusual as well for the team to win the title. But it was a bit too comfortable for Liverpool, and it's obviously a struggle for us. But it's still a battle royal to go to Europe and get into European places. So we have that to look forward to. But do we look forward to it? No, not really.
Nah. Can we just say well done to Tommy Smith, because Tommy has won a platinum plate with Auckland FC. So well done, Tommy Smith. We love Tommy Smith. And it's very odd. So they finish top and they get the platinum plate. And then the top 6, including his team, Auckland, all then are in a playoff of 6 teams to see who is actually the champions. So although they finish top, and they got a plate, they've still got to go in the playoffs with everybody else. How weird is that?
That is weird.
That's
New
weird.
Zealand,
It's Australia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've managed in that.
New Zealand, sorry.
No, New
Close
Zealand.
enough.
New Zealand are in the Australian. They're in the A League, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I've managed in that, and I went out to the champions that year, and the previous year, and managed them, coached them. Well, uncoachable really, but I could try to coach them. And then you see the trophy is it's like a big circle, like an open circle, like it looks like a polo mint, to be honest. And I did ask the chairman when I got there. I said, "Is that the trophy when you win the playoffs at the end of the season?" And he said, "Yeah, this is the trophy." And I said, "It looks like a toilet seat." So I lasted 8 months. So that was great. Got a quick exit. I literally went down the toilet.
Oh dear, down the pan. Oh dear. Right. If you want to hear more of that kind of stuff and witness it, you can be part of our capacity crowd. We've got 2 more shows left here in the studio and 1 more at Venue 16 on the 14th of May, which is our end of season bash. We've got loads of people coming along. We're hoping to have a couple of players from Ipswich Town and some legends, and we'll have a meal and we'll have a great time. We'll have some awards and all that kind of stuff. www.lifesapitch.tv to book your tickets. There's an auction, there's fundraising, there's all sorts of stuff going on, so that's brilliant. Right, time for Ask the Legends, sponsored by Seckford Golf Club. Now, for most of the season, in fact, for all of the season, Russell Osman has been in the lead. OK, but while you were away, Terry, we managed to secure you another point.
Yep.
So at the moment...
Who was it? Everybody.
Everybody got onto Russell, yeah.
Well, can I just retire and let them get on with it? Would that be good? Would that be good? Okay.
So at the moment, Terry, you're on 14.5. Wow. And Russell, you're on 15.5. I mean, it couldn't get closer, could it? Couldn't get closer. Well, it could, but... so here's Tony from Seckford Golf Club with tonight's question.
OK, so this is, with all as studious as you both are with your books and everything else, we're going to do a question on the game at Newcastle. And the simple question is, what was the attendance?
So what was the attendance, Newcastle versus Ipswich Town at the weekend? So the closest will get the point. So what was the attendance at the Newcastle game at the weekend? No whispering in the crowd. No whispering in the crowd. Pressure's on, Russ. Russ is closer to the churchman's stand, and there's a bit of muttering going on over there. So I don't know, Maria, if you want to help Terry over there
Mutter
at all.
I don't think I'd be much help, to be honest.
Mutter at your peril.
Okay.
It was very close to their capacity.
Hey,
Stop it. I'll tell you what, we've actually got red and yellow cards for Butcher and Osman, and Boswell if you misbehave.
And members of the crowd.
But I can give them to the crowd as well. Be quiet. Okay. So do you have an answer, Russ? Yeah. Okay. Terry, do you have an answer?
Yes.
Excellent. So the question was a nice easy one. What was the attendance at the Newcastle game? Russell?
50,000.
50,000. Terry?
46,000.
52,171.
It's Russell Osman gets
well
another
done,
point. 52,171. Oh my goodness. Terry, would you like to choose a surrogate for next week?
Everyone.
We'll see if we can't pile in and help you next
See,
week.
the thing is, I come back and I lose. So all the times I've been away, I
It's
win.
still close. You've still got enough time to pull it back and win.
Well, I might go away again next week.
No, we'd rather have you on the settee. Thank you. Time for our... Oh, now, girls. OK, the moment you've been waiting for. Time for our Table Football Challenge, sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics. Here we go. So, if you want to go over to this side over here, Terry and Russell will be over this side, which works really well if you're listening on the radio or podcast. And the idea is on my whistle. You grab some balls, OK, at the end. You've got 60 seconds to see. I mean, you're used to, Maria, you're used to winning 8-0, 11-0. OK? So you've got to beat Luke Chambers who scored 5 goals against these two on our first game of the season. And you can spin, okay? So you've got 60 seconds to score as many as you can against Butcher and Osman. Oh, there's some real serious spinning going on there. Go on, straight through, come on. Give it some Ipswich Sound, ladies, come on. Come on. Oh, so I tell you, it's getting aggressive now. It's getting aggressive now. Still 0-0. Come on. Just imagine it's MK Dons. Oh, 1-0 down, 1-0 to Terry and Russell. There's time. You've come back before. Come on. Oh, good shot. Oh, good shots. Maria, good shot. There's a lot of midfield action going at the moment. Still 1-0. There must be an equaliser here at least. Oh, so close off the line. Off the line. I'm playing some injury time. Come on, girls. There's some injury time. Good spin. Oh! Twice off the line. Come on, we can do this. An equaliser. This is the longest game. Oh, so nearly for the girls. Oh dear. I was trying to get you to channel yourselves like it was MK Dons or Oxford or
Midfield are useless.
hashtag.
Absolutely useless. Goalkeeper made about 5 saves.
Okay.
Gosh.
I actually visualised a
exhausted.
2-0 win before I went up there. Yeah, I did, yeah.
Should have done that.
Write that on the board.
You'll have to get one of these up the training ground
Oh, yeah, we should
and have
actually.
a bit of a practice
It's
for
a good
when you come
investment.
back when you're promoted next season.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
No,
I think we
don't
do.
need practice.
No, I was being polite. Right, let's see what's happened on this day in history. That also sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics.
Well, on this day in history, the 30th of April, we'll go straight to the 30th of April. 1938, Saturday the 30th. Goal machine, Gilbert Allsop.
Once a blue, always a
Funny
blue.
about
Come on,
that, really.
everyone.
Go on, Gilbert.
Scored 4 goals as Town pulverised Aldershot Town reserves 7-0 in the Southern League. That was in 1938. The next great thing that happened on the 30th of April was on Wednesday the 30th of April 1975, when Ipswich won the FA Youth Cup for the second time in 3 years, thanks to a 2-0 second leg Portman Road win over West Ham United, watched by 16,278 people at Portman Road. They triumphed 5-1 over the 2 games. And captain for Ipswich Town Football Club was a fantastic player, played a great game at left back, was Russell Osman. Thank you. And that was the best thing that happened in
Whatever happened to him?
1975. God knows. Pushed me inside.
Left back.
Left back. Yeah, played left back then.
Yeah, I was always left back in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, wait, I'm here all week, don't
Should
worry.
have been, yeah.
Alan
Gold runs are the best.
Kirbishley. Alan Kirbishley was captain of the West Ham
Oh,
team.
right, okay.
Yeah.
It's a very
Stuffed him.
prestigious thing to win, isn't it?
Yeah, and John Cobbold, he tried to get all the parents of the players to go to bed early that night and try and reproduce another team for them in the 16 years down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah.
And then slid under the table.
Do you want to tell that story in the round?
No.
There was some
Mr.
choice
John
language,
did
wasn't there, as well?
Sorry?
There was some choice language he used as well, wasn't there?
Oh, yes.
there was,
Very
yeah.
choice language.
He always used choice language.
But
yeah.
he'd had a few too many champagnes that night, and sentence by sentence, he was slipping slowly and slowly under the table, and then just disappeared. He was still there a couple of hours later, so couldn't come to any harm then.
Happy days.
Oh, he was brilliant, Mr. John. He was
Yeah,
fantastic.
happy days.
Great fun. Great fun.
Before I do the Man v Fat results, Everton this weekend, coming to the end of Goodison Park. Butch, memories of that ground?
Yeah, that's where I made my
Made your
debut
debut,
with
yeah.
Russell. April the 15th, 1978. Not that it's stuck in my mind. But no, it was great. It was but they have this really small tunnel. So, and you have to step up onto the pitch, and they don't seem to have improved it. Whereas Sky said to us, you've got to have a really big tunnel, holds 2 teams and a camera through the middle and all that sort of thing. So, but it is a great ground, historic. And it's always going to be part of my sort of my history. And they're saying that I think there's a talk about the ladies team, Everton ladies team, having that as their stadium. So hopefully that'll be the case.
You didn't put your foot through any changing room doors there or referees'
No,
room?
it was intact when I left the room. Yeah, that was very good.
One of the few that got away with it.
The baths were very good, communal. It was very nice. Just don't drop your soap and all that sort of thing. It was quite good. Anyway, moving on.
You've got any memories, Russell, of Goodison?
You didn't pick up any soap, did you, at all?
No. I used to like playing there. It was good. They had some good sides. Lineker up front for them for a little bit. Sharpie with. They had Sharpie and Andy Gray for a while, and you used to get bombarded in the air, didn't you? And it was like elbows, left, right, and centre. It was just.
I put him in the stand, Andy Gray. It was one of my greatest moments.
Yeah.
But he managed to come back on the pitch, which wasn't one of my greatest moments. I got a yellow card for that, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was difficult, because he used to jump arms first, elbows first, and if you didn't get up earlier than him, you were, getting split or bust or something.
I played there with, I think you were injured, Begar was injured. I played there with Beat, and we won, I think, 2-0. And I said to Beat, where do you want to play? Do you want to play left side or right side? And because he's a senior man, and he just said, I'll play left, you play right. So we're both left-footed, so I played on the right, and it was a clean sheet. So, and then he got the man of the match award, but he gave it to me and just said, no, you were man of the match, which coming from our hero, it was pretty touching. That was. Yeah.
It was very thoughtful, wasn't
I said, you better have it. So he kept it. But there we are. It was rightly so. He was incredible.
It wasn't a bottle of famous grouse or anything like that, because
that wouldn't have been handed over.
Giving that over, would it?
It was a half ball. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I had a raffle prize donated the other month, and that was half drunk. So somebody donated us a half a bottle of whiskey because
It wasn't in the tube, was it?
No. It was just a half a bottle. It had already been opened. There was just half a bottle of whiskey left.
I got one from one of the directors of Bristol City one year, a tube of Glenfiddich Scotch. He thought fantastic, and that's very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Open it up, and there was only about a third of a. It's only a third of a bottle left.
Happy days. Right, the Man v Fat results for this week. And they returned from their Easter break with an expected group gain on the scales. Too many Easter eggs. This week's results: Kebaberdeen 5, OB City 7, Ipswich Town 12, Athletic Gingivitis 4, RB Liposuction 13, the Sweaty Blue Tits 7. So they're end of the Man v Fat results for this week. Rachel, Maria, it's been great having you on the show. It's been fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as you said, the end of season dinner's coming up. So more celebrations, Rachel?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got a few things planned that they don't know about yet.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Yeah, there's so
surprise,
more celebrations.
surprise.
Enjoy the moment, embrace it, and get ready to go again.
Yeah. And I guess you're already thinking about, it's cliche, isn't it, but thinking about next season already.
Yeah, back in the office today. So, a few of the staff just got together and started some planning bits. But, yeah, we want to make sure that we enjoy this moment, because I think, you put a lot of work in over the 12 months. And like Maria said about Joe and all of the staff, they dedicate so much time to it over and above. So, yeah, we'll take the time, enjoy it, and then we go again.
I mean, that is important to you work so blooming hard, Butch, to when you win things, you've got to enjoy the moment, haven't you?
Well, you certainly have. And it lasts a long time, if you can make it last a long time. But no, it is good. And you come back next season really raring to go, and really, you try and get refreshed and all those kind of things. But you got that at the back of your mind. But you have to go again and do it again. And so you really, whilst you enjoy it, you also try and forget it because there's more important things to think about. So, but it's trying to get down that level that you can actually do it properly.
But you have to mark the moment.
We do.
First and foremost, you mark that moment because that is what you've been working very hard for, and then everything after that can be sorted out later on. But you must mark the moment with something, a memory, buy yourself something, do something special, mark that moment.
Did anybody pick up the tab for Bar 21, or is that still to be paid?
I think it's still open, isn't it?
Enjoy.
Yeah, anyone get down to Bar 21? No, I think that was sorted at the end of the night, wasn't it?
It was.
No,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Lovely.
I mean, I saw the pictures of it. You had a fantastic time in there. It was just great to see everybody together. Saw some film of Joe doing a little team talk at the end. That was quite emotional, actually, hearing him speak.
Yeah,
You know?
no, he's a good speaker, isn't he, when he gets
Yeah.
going? Especially when he has a few drinks in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't
couldn't get
expecting
off
to
the
do
mic.
that. I just pulled him up and said, go and say a few words, because
Yeah.
I think in this moment there were some wider club staff that joined us as well, so the people that work in the kitchen at the training ground, and some other coaches from the academy, they all kind of joined, so I think it was just an important moment. Just for him to say a few words.
And then you encouraged him to chug the champagne, I noticed.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Absolutely. Enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Well, he does. He's got a record in this building because last year we didn't do table football. We had the Keepy Uppy Challenge,
Yes.
and he has got the world record in this show for the Keepy Uppy Challenge.
He does.
So
That's just so Joe. He'll be
Yeah.
like in training, he'll be like, right, what I need you to do is just this pass here, like just like that. And then someone will try and it's just not quite. And he'll be like, no, just like this. And then he'll just do it perfectly first time. So annoying. He's so annoying.
he's a legend. Look, give them all a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Score prediction, boys, for the weekend against Everton. What do you think? We've got to get something before the end of the season, haven't we?
5-0.
Okay.
As a prediction. I don't actually mean it. It's a prediction. I think we'll actually.
We've probably got more to play for than they have.
Yeah, I think we'll get a point.
Yeah, okay. Ross?
6-6.
6-6. Did you have too much sun while you were away last week?
Yeah.
I think we've got to get a win.
Okay,
Against all odds, we've got to get a win.
okay.
We've got to finish with at least one win out of the last 4.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll win here, win at Leicester, draw West Ham, and maybe get beat at Brentford. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget our end of season bash. Please book early and you'll have a fantastic night. It's at Venue 16. It's the 14th of May. And we've got loads of legends coming along. And we're hoping to get a couple of players from the club as well. It's going to be a fantastic night. We'll be handing out our awards for the season. We haven't worked out what they are yet, but we'll be doing those in the next couple of weeks, getting them ready. So we would love to see you there. So book early. It's going to be a fantastic night. It's 35 quid a head. But you will, I promise you, have a fantastic evening. That's it for now. Thank you very much. Thanks again, Rachel and Maria. Thank you very much. Good luck next season. Enjoy the rest of the celebrations. We're all very proud of you. We're going to finish up with the flags being raised high. And I'm going to shout this for the boys and for you guys. Blue Army! 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 This has been a Life's a Pitch TV production. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens. All About Hearing. Forward Floors. Ginger Pickle. Fred Olsen Logistics. The Dove. Seckford Golf Club. Ashford Wright. John Keeble Cars. Venue 16. The Hudson Group. Come Hither Design. Sound 4 Pro Audio. And Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year, Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation.